Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Soul Sister Show with host Sue Schumacher and myself, Ann Anola. And today we have Thursday, May 21st, so we are soon approaching June. Yay, that's very nice. And we are a live call-in show, so call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. Join us and have fun, and why not ask a question or get a free mini reading live on air. And today we will talk about angel numbers. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1 on your device. And as I mentioned, I am Anne, coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden, and we have actually a beautiful sunny, it's almost evening, it's 7 p.m. here, up here in the north, so to speak. But it looks very nice outside and it's not too cold. I think we have 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, so that's okay. And on today's show, we will continue the angel number series. So angel numbers, what do they mean and how can you interpret them? This is part 3. And we will take your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And we have angel numbers or angels in general each third Thursday of the month. And right now it's a series of angel numbers. And if you missed any of our past episodes, you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/past, scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And find it. And you can also search for us on YouTube. So search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube. And you can listen to full past episodes and see some teasers about upcoming shows. And we are a live call-in worldwide radio broadcasting today from Arizona in the US and Stockholm, Sweden. And you can listen live and text chat with us during the shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live, or why not give us a ring at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 if you want to talk with us live on the show. And we will continue the angel number series today. What do angel numbers mean and how can you interpret them? This is part 3. Plus your calls as usual for questions and free mini readings live on air. And we talk about angels each third Thursday of the month. And right now we have a series about angel numbers. And once again, guys, call in. Now is a great time to get your spot in the queue. 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 if you want to talk with us live on the show. And if you don't want to talk with us, you don't need to do anything. That's okay too. But don't be shy. We just love to talk with all of you who we are interacting with. And if you haven't listened to us before, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities in general, and we love, of course, to talk about all spiritual topics. And we are always a live call-in worldwide radio. And we are so proud to announce that now we have listeners in 21 countries. So we added 3 countries. That's wonderful, and I'm so honored, and thank you so much for your willingness to listen in to us, and we hope that we can have you on the phone at some point from around the globe. So again, call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. If you're an international caller, dial +1 before the number and press 1 to talk with us live on the show for all of you. If you want to visit us on YouTube, you can search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. And please, if you like us, subscribe to keep yourself updated on published episodes and upcoming shows. And of course, if you want to, we would appreciate if you help us to share the channel. So it's not very old. It's kind of a new channel. Now it's time to bring on my co-host for Soul Sister, finally, Sue, all the way from hot Arizona. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, Sissy. I'm doing good. We're not quite hot Arizona, though. We've actually had, today's about the 4th day of some really great weather, which my husband says that it's coming to an end this weekend. We'll be back in the 100s. But we've had temperatures that are, between 70s and 80s. And, it's been absolutely beautiful outside. A nice kind of breeze. So I love it when I can get outside.
Yeah, I think I saw that we had 43 yesterday here. And I can admit that this morning I was freezing a little bit. Yeah, I was.
Wow. It's so weird to hear that because we're in May, coming up almost towards the end of the month.
Yeah.
So you should be warming up pretty soon, huh?
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually unusually cold for the time of the year, actually. So,
right.
But what is one going to do?
Go to Greece.
Maybe. Yes. Yeah, I want that, but I have to. I'm looking for a ticket, so I think everything is not totally open up yet. So I have to just wait a little bit, be a little bit patient. That's not my best quality, actually, but I have to anyway. So, once again, everybody, call in now for questions and free mini readings live on air and get your spot in the queue. 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And of course, you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com and find out much more about us. So you're very welcome there. And once again, it's a very good time to get your spot in the queue right now because I know we have some people in the queue waiting. So if you want to get your spot, this is a great time. 213-943-3587. Call in at 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 if you want to talk with us live on the show. And I know that my sister always wants to tell us a little bit about what last show was about before we proceed with today's show.
Yes, I do. Last week's show was about the vibration of laughter, which it's quite, an interesting topic because, we don't necessarily think of vibrating, what we vibrate on when we laugh. But I always compare that to the same amount of energy we put out with love. It's just as intense and strong as love. And, with laughter, you get those really, you'll get that short burst. And you feel good, internally and externally when we laugh, So for me, the energy is very similar to being in love, so to speak. We vibrate very high with laughter. And there are a lot of health benefits to it. Last week, I know we just touched the tip of all the benefits that we received physically and emotionally with laughter. So it's kind of an intriguing topic to delve into. One I'm sure, in the future we'll probably dive back into again.
Yes.
I think it's absolutely. Kind of a good topic. Maybe even add some funny stories about us. And I'll leave that at that.
I have an idea actually that many people, and sometimes me myself, if I'm angry or don't feel so good, it's hard to start thinking of laughter and fun things and stuff like that. But it's very simple. It's something that we have in our life, within our reach, whenever we try to do that, and we can change our energy. It's so easy, actually. It doesn't mean that we change it in an instant. Sometimes that happens. But if you feel that you have a heavy energy, if you laugh a little bit, be a little bit of fun, tell some jokes, call a friend, watch a funny movie, or something hilarious online. So that's a great way to change vibration.
Oh, definitely. I was thinking as you were saying that, have you ever had a moment in your life where you were arguing with someone and it got pretty intense, right? And you just feel that, that frustration and the anger billowing, and all of a sudden the person you're arguing with throws out something absolutely funny in the midst of an argument. Yeah. And then it kind of breaks that energy, and you both kind of end up busting out laughing. Those are the moments. Those are the moments, that you never forget, because when you argue with someone and you're both intense on how you feel. So when that can be broken up, that energy can be broken up by laughter. It's a good thing.
But I have very easy to laugh, actually. So sometimes I just can't hold myself. And sometimes you need to keep yourself a little bit, because sometimes you're the only one seeing the funny thing in something and the other person does not.
Right.
So it's like a scene made for drama. But I try to deal with it. So
Right. Well, okay. So sometimes you're right. Sometimes that other person may not see something as funny, and the more you laugh, the more they get pissed, and you laugh some more. Yes. But
at the end, it becomes
had that experience.
In the end, it becomes hysterical.
Right.
Because you can't stop.
Right. And of course, that other person isn't seeing the humor in it at the time, usually until way later. But I digress. It was definitely, it's an interesting topic, and one I'd like to delve into a little bit more in the future. So we probably will, and maybe ask for audience participation if our audience can tell their own personal stories. Yeah. Okay. So let me move on to a little bit to today's topic, which, like Ann said, we're doing numbers. Basically, is what we're doing. It's just for the third week of every month, or the third show of every month, we had decided to take up numbers. This particular time, we're specifically doing the angel numbers, but we'll get into a whole host of different avenues and numbers as we move on through the topic. It's just interesting, both you and I, one of our first experiences, I think, jumping into this arena was through numbers, and
Yes,
still to this day, both of us, we're just bombarded daily with tons of numbers. I can tell you guys in the audience, not that I'm giving away anything, but we have callers on the board, and I looked on the board, and sure enough, there are tons of numbers that are sequenced. They're not just 3, they're 4, and it's interesting for Ann and I that when we take on this topic, and the callers are in the queue, and you see the numbers, it's not a coincidence, so to speak,
Yeah, we have some beautiful numbers, so we ask for permission when we are grabbing the callers, right?
Yeah, right. Well, of course I would not do that. But so that was quite interesting to see that this morning. So just a real quick summary I'll give. We had already gone through, I think, the 111 and the 222 and 333. So I'll just summarize a couple of them. The 111 is a powerful number of manifesting and manifestation, and carries the combined attributes and energies of 1. And the karmic master number 11. Number 1 resonates with assertiveness, independence, uniqueness, motivation, new beginnings, and striving forward.
Yeah.
And it's a good starter, to have that. I think most of us in general have at least come across the master number, the 11. So, and with it, there's that awakeness, you kind of start to understand when you see that. With 111, there's, you can manifest quickly. There's quite a bit associated with it. And one of the other things Ann and I always recommend for a place we like to go to when we, spot a lot of numbers, or even numbers that just jump out, aren't necessarily many of one number, but can be numbers simply like 927. If it jumps out at you and it feels strong, then I would advise looking for angel numbers. Joanne, I believe, is the name of her site.
It is actually. I can reveal that I posted it in the chat room. Scrollfromthesoul.com/live. Scrollfromthesoul.com/live. And it's called Angel Numbers, Joanne Sacred Scribes.
Right. Yeah, she's got some really great information. And when you see it, the whole thing about numbers in general is, we don't know at the time when this first starts to happen. Okay, why am I seeing all the numbers? So clearly, there are many great sites. Don't get me wrong. You can just Google numbers in general and come up with thousands of sites. But it gives you an idea of, what's happening at the time, and what your own angels are trying to make you aware of that's happening. And it doesn't necessarily mean at that time that it's making sense, and it's only, till later when you go back and review, those numbers, you can kind of just piece it together, the message that's being given. I can't tell you how many times.
I have a very good tip actually, because I was showered in angel numbers or numbers in general many years ago, and I wrote them all down, and I saw things that were obvious, like 777, 111, 11, 22, 33, stuff like that. That catches your eye. And I think that they usually start with things that are very obvious. But you can get a much better message if you start looking around at that time when you see that number. So, do you see any other numbers? Sometimes if it's card plates, you can look at the numbers that are just beside that number, if they are
Right.
part, so to speak. So you have to choose from others. And the other numbers can be 143, 652, numbers that don't make sense just like that, like 555, for instance. And on this site, Joanne's site, you can actually find those numbers and you can Google them, and you can reveal a much better message, actually. So it starts to make sense even more. And it's also important, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Did anyone say anything to you? What else is happening?
Right.
Did you hear
Yeah,
something?
what's happening?
So everything counts.
Right. Well, you know, I've got to tell a story really quick because you just made me think of something. So a couple of months back, I was with a family member I had to take to the doctors, and I was actually talking about one of our past episodes with numbers, and sure enough, right in front of me, talking about a license plate, was a plate that had 499999, and I, spoke out loud and said to this family member, "Look at that plate." And right after I said that, I happened to look up because we were going to get onto a freeway, and there was this huge mountain in front of me, and this lightning strike came out, hit the top of this mountain. All I could say, guys, was a really shit. Describe it. It was one of those moments because, not only am I discussing a prior show specifically about numbers, then I, catch, which I've never seen before, 49. And then one lightning strike hit the mountain. And I know my family member was looking at me just laughing, going, it's one of those woohoo moments. And we were just busting up laughing about it. I forget what the message was. I'd have to go back and look. But it was really intense, and I knew it had a huge meaning to it. I know there was an immense amount of information as far as that number connected to reaching a very high spiritual awareness, where there's a lot that onion has peeled away, and there's a lot revealed, and there's so much to that message. But yeah, that was really interesting. And I try to, if I remember, whenever we start the show, I always try to pull a card for everyone in the audience. And I had grabbed Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot cards and pulled, because they're not all numbers in this deck, I pulled Archangel Haniel, number 18, the moon. And and it's interesting. So this is for everybody listening. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. So that's a message to everyone who's on hold right now listening.
That's beautiful. I pulled one for us, and that was Archangel Michael and your home is protected and guarded by angels, and that was beautiful. But I just pulled one for all the audience right now, and it's from the Archangel Michael deck from Doreen Virtue. And it says the person you're asking about is trustworthy. That's interesting. So we have to see what questions we are going to have.
Right. And just for the audience and everybody on hold, we'll be getting to you soon. So just give us a couple more minutes to finish through. Anyway, so the next one, of course, would be 222-333. But I'm going to kind of just skip over those really quick. Like you said, if you're interested in those numbers, you can look it up at Joanne. Just Google it. The next one we're on is the 444, and that resonates with the vibration of archangels, particularly, I lost my place, archangels, practicality and responsibility, productivity, illumination, building solid foundations, stability, ability, honesty, and inner wisdom, determination and endurance, hard work and progress. So there's a lot, I don't even go through the whole thing because there's so much packed into each number, each set of numbers, and that's quite interesting. That in
yes,
of itself, the inner wisdom, because that's important. And that really speaks about growth.
Yes.
Because we just don't come necessarily with that inner wisdom. Not everyone, and it's an interesting number. Let's see. It also represents passion and drive, encourages us to work harmoniously yet diligently to achieve our goals and aspirations. Number 4 is also the number that represents the 4 elements, which I completely forgot about that, which would be air, fire, water, and earth.
Yes.
So yeah, that's interesting in itself. And those are the 4 directions as well. Should be north, south, east, and west. And with 3 4s appearing, the influences and energies of the number 4 are magnified and enhanced. Angel number 444. Sorry, I went one more 4 over. 444. Asks that you pay attention to your intuition and inner wisdom, as your connection with your angels and angelic realm is very strong at this time. And really, every number, I would say, is your understanding and your connection to the angelic realm, so to speak. Once you start having that happen, it's a huge indicator that you're tapped on the shoulder to pay closer attention. And then there's a growth occurring for you.
Yeah,
I think that's
and
kind of evident.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that when it comes to ordinary numerology, the number 4 often stands for a square and stability and building and having the foundation, so to speak. So that's a very good number, actually. So it's not anything that usually makes you feel anxious or that feels unstable, uncertain, or anything like that. So it's a very good number.
Right. Yeah, all of them are. All the numbers are. There's always positive information. They're just even with the 3s. There's art and passion and intelligence and sensitivity and psychic abilities. There's a lot that's encompassed with each of those numbers.
Yes. Yes, and you know what? And I'm going to say something that is in alignment with what we are passionate about doing, soul realignment, and that's an energy work with the Akashic Records and on soul level. But we always talk about polarities when it comes to energy. And it's no different with the numbers. So one number can have both on the positive end, as we label positive and negative, right? So it can have certain qualities and also some negative qualities. So that's a good thing to think about. How am I using the specific energy I'm presented with?
Right. Well, I mean, there is an immense amount of information. You don't think of it at the time when this all first starts to happen. And then when you start to delve into it, there's so much information. And even like we've said before, if it doesn't make sense, it always ends up making sense eventually. And Ann and I will always recommend that you write this down, kind of keep track of how this occurs and what's going on at the time. Yep. Yeah, because it's only really when you reflect back, even just a month or a couple weeks, and you look back, and then you look at the sequence of events in your life, how that starts to make sense. So
Yes,
I like
absolutely.
it. I think it's quite interesting. But
it's very
Ann,
interesting. Everything.
Right. We're at the bottom of the hour. If you want to do the messages for the bottom of the hour, and then we'll dive into taking some phone calls.
Absolutely. I always die to talk, right?
Yes.
I'm kidding. So thank you, everybody, for your patience. And this is the bottom of the hour, so I'm going to tell you a few things. And if you haven't called in yet and only listening in, or you're sitting in the studio in the queue and you haven't pressed 1, so please do that. And if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 if you want to talk with us live on the show. And on today's show, we continue the angel number series. What do angel numbers mean and how can you interpret them? This is part 3, plus your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air as usual. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during the shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And I usually post links and things we talk about during the show in the chat room there, so it's a good page to keep track on, so to speak. And once again, we are proud to announce that we have listeners in 21 countries. So we added 3 countries, actually. That's nice, very nice. Our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, May 28th, with Soul Sister Show, and we will hold open lines. Plus, we are not really finished, but we are working on getting on a very special guest. We won't reveal the name yet. Otherwise, we will still have open lines. And, of course, that's your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And we'll be on next Thursday, May 28th, 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And you can always keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming or at YouTube, where you can just search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio. And we are live calling worldwide radio show, broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Stockholm, Sweden in Europe. And if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to get your spot in the queue. 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 to be placed in queue and talk with us live on air. And I think I'm ready. Are you ready, Sissy?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry about that. I was actually looking at the board because it's quite filled. So just going to move into grabbing a phone call here. So give me a second. Take our first call. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thank you very much. My name is Wendy from California.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Hi, Wendy. Welcome.
Well, I'm very excited to see you all because I'm really into numerology, and there's a couple of things I want to bring up. One of them is I am on a medical leave right now, and I've been on leave since the middle of January for highly supported medical reasons from work, and I'm going to contact my doctor on the 29th of this month and ask her to extend me. I really need to be off at least through October, but I'm going to ask her to extend me at least a couple more months. And my other concern is I'm trying to wait as long as possible to start my Social Security. And if I start my Social Security in October, then my first check would be on 11/11, and that amount would be
Wow.
That amount would be $2,399. But if I wait one more month, it goes up a little bit more, and I'd be collecting $2,411.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting.
You know what? Just speaking of numbers, wow! Did you work those numbers out at all to see what the end result was?
Oh,
you said
numerology,
right?
I've looked at the numbers, and also I could go back several months, and I could collect $2,272 a month.
Oh, nice.
But that would be a lower amount for the rest of my life.
Right.
But I would get back pay, if that makes sense, for like 6 months or whatever it is, 7 months.
Wow. Well, those are very interesting numbers, and, of course, not to give anything away, but when when we look at our board, for instance, and see numbers, those specific ones, and I'm not going to say what, are very, should be very familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite interesting. That's really interesting. Was there a specific question within that? Are you looking for a time frame?
Regarding numerology, would it be better to have the 2411 or the 2399?
2411, 2399.
She's
going to make me both of us do a little work over here. I'm going to actually have you go first, Ann, because you're a little bit quicker than me when it comes to that.
Yeah, I'm just counting and talking very brief. I'm not an expert in the numerology, but I do love numbers in general, and I'm actually kind of haunted by numbers sometimes. And, the 2411, that gives an 8, right?
Yeah.
And 2399, that adds up into a 5. A 5 is a number where you are coming from the 4. That means that you have created that kind of stability and you are moving forward. So it's kind of continuing to build, so to speak. And my senses, because I go most of intuition as well, I would actually say 2411, because that, yes. And when I asked the angels, they said yes to that one. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Wendy.
Well, I know that 11 is a master number, and that 4, as you said, earth, wind, fire, and water, I think you said. And then there's number 2. So I think you're saying that in numerology terms, it's better to wait for the 2411?
Yes, that's my sense.
And why is it better?
Because it is, my sense is giving me the numbers, and my senses are telling me that you will get closer to your goal because you have come further along the path towards the goal and what you want to achieve, right? So it comes from, if we take it very simple, from a 2 up to a 4, and then we have the 11, and that's also counted like 1, right? So every number in there adds up to an 8, and 8 is the last number before everything is coming full circle. That is 9, right? And when we start all over again, we start from zero. Makes sense? So this tells me that this is a number where you are coming very close to the full circle of what you want to do. And also, like you said, there's a master number. That's beautiful. So it makes it strong.
And also, if you look at those the 2411, if you cover up number 1, then that adds up to 7. And then you cover up the other number, it's 7.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it's also 2 7s.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
I'm in total agreement as well with Ann, you know. And it's not so much even about the denomination, because I was working both of those out at the same time Ann was. And the first one, 8 came up stronger for me as well. The other aspect, if you had 3 9s, then I would have definitely, whether it was like 1999, right? Then that might have changed my thoughts on this, because that is very powerful. Those 9s are extremely powerful, and you reach a pinnacle in your connection, your understanding. It vibrates so high. I don't know if you've ever looked up the numbers at all. Have you looked them up? Wendy?
I have in the past. I've been fascinated by numerology, and you can tell by my phone number that I negotiated with AT&T to get my special phone number.
Right.
And is that I think maybe number 7, it might be my favorite number.
Right.
Because I think it's very spiritual. But I was probably very lucky to get the phone number that I have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, it's funny you say that, because whenever we do this, when we do anything with the numbers, we always look, that's the first thing we're going to look at, because that's the board. And there's these unique patterns that end up showing up always at this time. And I picked out yours. I actually, Anna and I were speaking behind the scenes about it. It was a very angelic number. You did that purposeful, right?
Yeah.
Picking that specific. Yeah. It's quite a good number. It works well with you. So and like Ann said, I agree. The 2411 would definitely be the one.
Okay.
But if you end up with anything with 3 9s, keep an eye on that too. There's a lot of information about the 999 as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
was
there any?
It's the 2399.
Yep.
Or the 2411. But I'm going to call my doctor on the 29th of this month, which does that up to 11.
Right.
And I am going to ask her to extend my medical leave at least a couple months, and then probably ask her again later in another several weeks. So she'll extend it one more time. Are you able to see psychically or not, whether or not she will extend my leave another couple months?
Yeah, I actually did. That was one of the October felt like a really good time. It had really good energy to it. I agree that it's going to be. Let me see if Ann is picking up anything.
Yeah. I have the same senses too, and I'm hearing from the angels that it's going to occur, and you're going to have clarity over this in the near future. And so that would make sense. 29th of May, right? So just keep on the path, keep on what you're doing. They say don't stop, believe in everything, and if you have any thoughts about anything worrying you, just release them, acknowledge them, but just throw them away and keep on. I have a sense that it's going to be as you want it to be.
Yeah. In fact, the last card. Go ahead, Ann.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. I was, yeah, I was finished.
Oh, okay. She said she has a feeling there's going to be a peaceful resolution basically for you.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it's all going to
I'm
work
sorry I
out.
didn't hear you, Wendy. Sorry I didn't hear you, Wendy. I didn't hear that you didn't hear me. Okay?
Well, thank you
All right.
both
Right, Wendy,
very
good
much.
luck with everything, and let us know, okay? Keep us updated on
Yes.
how it
Thank
goes.
you both.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
too so
Have
much.
a
Thank you. Thank you.
have a good day, Wendy. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you both.
Bye.
Okay, Sissy. Yeah, that's interesting. I love that.
Yes.
That's really interesting. Like she said, my number, and of course that was the first one we picked up on. Okay, so
Yeah.
next. Hang on 1 minute. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Janet. I'm calling from North Carolina.
Hi, Janet. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Hi.
I hope you're doing fine also. Hello, how are you? I was wondering if there was any way possible you could see if you could get a message from my deceased husband. And also, I wanted to comment on the number thing. I was doing something on my birth certificate with numerology, and I've never really paid attention to what time that I was born, and so I was looking for that. But I looked down at the bottom of my birth certificate, and the date that it was filed on, as far as the month and the day, not the year, was the same day that my husband passed away.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow. What was your first
And I
reaction?
I didn't know what kind of connection that was. I mean, I've just always felt he and I have always been together, even though we weren't together earlier in our lives, but I've always just felt like he was part of me, and it was just really a shock and a revelation to see that date on my birth certificate. I know it was not the same year, but the date and the date was the day that he passed.
Right.
Wow.
Janet, I've got something. This is Sue. I've got something to add. You reminded me of something, my own experience. I had my grandfather had passed away, and the date he passed away was in April, and this was quite a few years back. And when we were cleaning the house out and going through documents, and he and my grandmother built this house with their own two hands and purchased the property themselves. And this was after the Great Depression, way back when. And when we looked at the date of the purchase of the property, it was the exact date that he passed away.
Wow.
Wow.
I know exactly how you're feeling about that, because when you look at all these numbers, and that is the one date that aligns, your birth certificate time is the one date number that aligns with someone who you love deeply. That's a message. That's a huge message. So
and that's, and to me, honestly, I know this sounds crazy, but I have always felt he and I were part of one another, even though we had our issues and our problems. But on the spiritual part, or the soul part, I just felt like it was more than just being married. I just felt like it was more.
Yeah. Well, you're right. There's a natural. I can see it. I can't see the word. There's this. It's like wrapping around each other. It's very special. I can see it in my mind's eye for you. It's very special, and it's not going to leave. It won't leave you.
It is very special, but the bad thing about that is I just feel like my soul is tore out. That's the bad thing about it,
Right. Right.
And
Well,
I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful, but it's just hard. It's very hard.
Yeah.
It
I've
is very hard.
been married 30 plus years, and I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine that. I've lost parents, of course, and I've seen one parent specifically just have so much of a difficult time. So, but know that that there is this embrace around you that is him. Do you ever get the sensation of wrapped around you, warmth, energy, like you're being hugged?
Oh, well, I mean, I really feel like he's still here, and I don't understand the concept of that, how you can be, transcended and how you can still be here. But, I mean, I honestly do feel like he is still around me. I do feel that.
That's for you, definitely for you. And there is an embrace going on because I see it. I can see it. And it's a very angelic energy that just envelops you. It wraps around you in your deepest moments of pain, where it's we all know, when we go through something alone and by ourselves, you are being comforted. Is the best way I can put that.
Yeah.
And there's a warm energy that wraps around. I mean, it's a physical energy. So, and I see it.
I believe that.
Purposely, I see this at night when that sometimes it's the worst time, and you can be curled up in a ball. You are not alone. You are not alone. It's very loving, and it's to let you know, you're not alone and that he's there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what do you think the connection could be with that number, with it being the same date? I mean, I know it's something, but how do you decipher what it could possibly be?
History. There's a history here. It's not just this time.
Yeah.
It goes back. So there's a connection that goes back. So you reconnect into each other's lives. There's many lifetimes that I'm seeing. So it's really, that's why for me visually when I see it, it's really natural. There's an ease about it. And I know you understand completely what I mean without delving into.
Yes, I do.
There is And, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry for your loss.
I know, thank you. I know, thank you.
We here's the thing, when we lose someone, we the pain, of course, is it's hard to breathe. I know you know that, but eventually we learn to live with it. It does ease. It will eventually ease. You won't forget. I'm not saying you'll forget, but some of those really rough moments will start to ease, and you will breathe again. If that makes sense, I
know, but I just feel right now, I don't even want to go on. I mean, it's been months and months, but it's hard. It's just really hard.
I know, Janet, that there is absolutely no time here. There's no time that, some people say, okay, it's time to move on. No, it's not. It's whenever, you say it is. And not a minute or second.
Well, and that's the thing, people think you're supposed to push a button and just get back to normal. And it doesn't work that way. It just don't work that way, and people don't understand that. So, and then you don't have the support from family like you feel like you should, and they don't see the need there because they're tied up in their own stuff in their own lives.
Right. Well, I know. I'm going to actually ask Ann because I can tell you she can speak some of this as well. But of course,
I don't have. Hi. I just have exactly what Sue got for you. I didn't get so much, but sometimes I have that you are you have a very deep soul connection, and that's always felt very strongly. And that's always going to be there because it didn't start this lifetime. And even if it did start this lifetime, you would have felt it the next, right? But it's there, it's present for you. And it sounds easy, but as I'm seeing it, there is actually no death. It's a transition to another form in another dimension. And he's still with you, no matter what. But I do understand that you feel lonely, and it's a hard thing to lose someone. And when it comes to the date, sometimes dates are very specific. They hold a very specific energy. I have a date. It's actually my birthday, and that's a good day for me. But I lost my grandfather when I was 2. I don't remember that, but I lost him the same day on my birthday. And my parents got divorced on my birthday. And I had a number of things during my life on that specific date. So sometimes it can be that a date is holding a specific energy. So that's why things can be either very good or either crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
know that he's with you, and he loves you very much. And if you see anything, you sense and see. You can see lamps, or you can feel. If you just have the feeling that he's there, he is around you.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay?
I appreciate it. I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much.
You too. Janet,
Thank
keep
you
us
so much.
informed, how you're doing. Keep us updated. You know?
Okay. I will.
Right.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Right.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Sissy. Are you ready for the next caller?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. I know you are. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hi.
Hi,
Who's
ladies.
this?
Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Hi, Melissa.
How are you?
Hello, ladies.
Hi,
This is
Melissa.
great. I didn't call last week. What we talked about, that's still in the progress. So
Right.
I cannot fool y'all. Y'all know that already. Now this is a question. If I have permission to ask on this.
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely.
What happens with the guy gentleman? I just have this feeling. I have this. Well, anyway, I know the. Okay, how do I say it? I have this feeling like I'm like wait for like a surprise is coming, or an unexpected visit, or unexpected gift, or unexpected behavior. But I don't know if it has to do that he's going to do something where I'm at. Like I don't know if he's unexpectedly gonna come and visit and maybe like I super worry or super relaxed. I just have this feeling like I'm expecting him to be coming.
Well, let me ask you something, Melissa. This is Sue. Does the number 7, okay, is there something about 7 that pops out for you? Either 7, like the 7, or 17? Any one of those, have any significance or something you would expect on the 7th or 17th?
I was born on my year of birth is on the 7th, and 7 is one of the 3 favorite numbers, and then of course 7 days of the week. Yeah, right. You got it. Yeah. I was born on the 7th.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that was as you were talking. Yeah, as you were talking, both those numbers came out. I heard 7, the 7th, and 17th. So it's like as if one doesn't pan out, it's going to be the next, So you're not too far off with what you're thinking. Now, does he know your birthday? Does he know it's the 7th?
Yes, he does know, but it's until November.
Right. Yeah, there's going to be something specific, around that number. it came in very strong for you. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Well, before that, do you see anything before my birthday, or May 21st?
Like in June? Are you thinking in June?
I'm having y'all been a great, marvelous guidance for me, and y'all call me from other issues. Thank you. And I will tell you, like you told me, follow directions. But you're saying June. I do feel something in June, but I'm not clear. I guess because I have a lot of worries in me. Too
right.
much.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think this other thing that you've been discussing, per the last phone call, I think that it's been very hard to distance yourself and be the observer, right? Melissa?
Well,
yeah.
So what I want to ask you, do I expect him to be coming where I'm at? Because I'm keep getting like a pounding in my stomach. I keep getting a yes, but I don't know when. I'm kind of curious if I'm right or I'm wrong, or we'll wait till June, or wait and see. I don't even know.
Yeah, you're not patient with that, are you?
I mean, now.
That's okay. Look, that's okay.
I have a lot of things in my mind,
Yeah, you want it now.
Thing.
Right. I look, it's completely understandable. June popped in, but I didn't get a date. But the only real numbers that came in for you, like I said, were the 7th and 17th. And clearly the 7th has, strong meaning for you. So, it necessarily may not be in November, like you said. It could be the 7th of June. I don't know, but that number, those two numbers are really strong. Your birthday number is definitely a strong date. Something else in June, but I can't. I'm not getting a number on that month, so I'm not really sure. What that's about. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, but one last thing. Do you see him? Do you see him like being present at my home and my door? Are you able to see that?
Say that again a little bit slower. Say that again.
Do you see my guy friend that we've been talking? Do you see him at my door in this month coming up? Do you see him coming to my door? Do you see him there?
The only thing I see is what I saw in the past, through past conversations we've had, where I saw there was clearly someone at the door and you weren't there. You missed him. But I'm not seeing it specifically at your place, I guess is the best I can say. So it's just not coming. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I'm just not seeing it, Sometimes that's how the energies work. It doesn't mean be disappointed, okay? It's just for whatever reason, it may not be at your home per se.
Okay.
That's where I'm trying to hone in on, so to speak, and I'm not seeing that. That's all. But don't take that as anything bad. It just doesn't look like it would be at the apartment this time.
At this time, yeah.
So,
and you want to ask you the thing with the other lady. Do you think it's gonna be the end of this month? It's gonna be over with.
That's an evolving thing, and then for the thing that always stood out strongly to me was public's participation in this.
Yeah.
The public having some type of say. Okay. So I've got to wrap it up, though, love, because I've got to move on. Just keep us informed like you always do, and let us know. Just let us know. Okay, Melissa?
Thank you for helping. I'm calm. You've been the greatest. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Good luck, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye now.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'll move on to the next caller. If you're ready for that, Sissy?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Sure.
All right. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, ladies. This is Regina from Georgia.
Hi, Regina.
Hi,
How are
Regina.
you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We're really good. I hear that positive voice of you. You are so positive.
Yes.
What's new?
Yes.
Oh, well, I am calling about a guy friend. It's really kind of complicated because I met him in 2018 in November. So we've been like kind of on and off. And normally I'll be the one that ghosts him because sometimes I get like frustrated and I get mad and he just does not communicate. So this time I haven't heard from him since Mother's Day, since we linked back up back in March. So now I haven't heard from him, so I want to know if he's doing this on purpose or is something wrong with him, something happened, because this is not like him. It'd be more like me.
Damn it, I want you to be like me, right?
Yes.
It's very good to know self, isn't it?
Yes, and I know that because I only do that with him because the communication part, and I just like, you know what, forget it, and somehow we get back together a couple of months in, and then we do this again, but it be I do it, but now this time it's him. So I don't know if something happened to him. I don't know if he's ghosting me. So I'm just concerned.
Right. You know, the first thing I heard, quite honestly, was for you specifically to follow your guidance here. You are hearing exactly, not to a T, but you're hearing exactly, like you said, the word ghosting, right? That's a huge indicator when you hear that, you know. You're getting an answer to the question, but it's not one you particularly like. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So,
yes.
It doesn't sound like he's where you're at, put it that way. Sometimes it feels like that, right? And then all of a sudden, everything's up in the air. You know, we all know, it's not something we would be happy about. You know?
Right.
And
that's okay.
definitely go on your own intuition here and what you're hearing and what you feel, because that's huge. That's huge. That's our guidance, you know.
Right.
Go ahead, Ann.
Because it's a funny thing, because we were not even on, when I ghosted him, it was just, like I said, it was just on bad terms. But this time it was like good terms. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess, you know, now I'm the ghostee, not the ghoster.
Yeah.
Hi, Virginia. Ann here.
Hi.
I actually sense that there are things going on around him, and I feel that exactly what Sue said, he may not be where you're at, actually. And it feels like he wants to be, but it's like things have come and interfered with him. And I sense that he may also, in this process, even if he's very loving, he's very kind, he's showing a lot of affection and things like that, and he never did this before, I sense that this is a part of him when starts to maybe take a big step back, simply because he's a little bit of fearful. Am I going to do this? And this is going to lead to something committed, and and am I ready for that? So I sense that there's a fear that have stepped in here. On the other hand, there's nothing one can do for someone else when they don't know exactly what they want. So he needs to come to terms with that. He needs to really understand and really make a decision what he wants. Because I do feel that there's a great love and affection between you, but this that's one part of it. But sometimes our inner things come through and they interfere and they disturb us, so they kind of put up blockages for us, like they have for him. That's how I sense him. But I do feel that you will hear from him. So if you want to be on the good side, I think that you need to notice his behavior, and if he's ready, is he willing to talk about this? Is he willing to commit? Is he willing to have he come to terms, and where is he at actually? Because I do feel that he will show his love for you, but would you like to have this if you're not certain? That's my question for you. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
And you know what, the funny thing that when we reconnected back in March, like a couple of months ago, because of the coronavirus, and I wasn't talking to him for like 5 months because that was that time. But I told him in text, and then I just want to let that go. But I told him how I felt and everything, and why I did the things that I did. So now that I profess my affection and love for you, it's like, this is what I get now. So you told me not to run, so now you're running.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
But you see him contact me. So is it going to be anytime, like within 60 days or something, or this going to be a little drawdown?
No,
by that time
I
I probably more.
It's happening within a few weeks. That's what I'm sensing. Yeah, that can be plus and minus a week or so on both ends. But I sense that it's not going to take such a long time. So it's like he's experiencing a lot of things, and on one hand he feels to be ready to leave things behind him because it's too hard to work himself through it. On the other hand, he doesn't want to. So he's torn into smaller parts.
And I understand.
So to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
And I understand what's going on with him because of it's complicated because he's with someone and he has kids by her. So, yeah, it's it's a lot, which I didn't want all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay, well, hey, I was a ghoster once, so hey, I had a feeling that's what it.
I just have to tell you something. I actually put a card for you once. I heard it was you, and it's from Archangel Michael, and because you're one of the most positive persons I've talked to here.
Thank you.
Positive thoughts create positive results. That's the card for you, and that's you in a nutshell. Okay?
Yes. Exactly. And like I said, it's okay. At least I have some clarity. I said, I think because I texted him and called him, I said, that's not like him. So, hey, it is, Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see when a few weeks come. I will call you back about that.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Do that,
we always love it when you guys keep us informed on how things are going and what direction they're taking.
Exactly.
Really quick, Regina, I can agree with Ann's statement about your energy. I know who it is as soon as you state who this is because you have that vibration. It's a really great positive vibration, and it's even during tough times, it comes through pretty strong.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, is that? Yep, I can see that.
Yeah, you just be you, girl, and everything will happen as it should.
You're right.
Definitely keep us updated. Good luck with everything, and you'll be fine. We know you will.
Yes, you will.
And I know I know you ladies will be fine as well.
Oh,
You guys
thank
take care,
thank
okay?
You too, honey.
Yes,
You
we
are
will.
awesome. Have a great day, okay?
You too.
Have a great day.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
Bye,
right.
Regina.
Bye-bye.
All right, Sissy. We have time for another call, right? I think we're
Yes.
doing good.
If we fast, we can squeeze in two. If
Okay,
we fast.
I do my best. All right. Hang on.
Okay.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Catherine, and I'm calling from New York.
Hi,
Hi,
Catherine.
Catherine.
How are you?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you, ladies?
We're doing
Fine,
well.
thank you.
How's it going in New York? I know it's pretty tough up there, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a way clear for a path to work. Hopefully in the not so distant future.
Right. Right.
Yeah. That's
What's your
what I was
guys'
calling
date
about.
on opening up?
Oh, sorry.
Is there a date?
I hear some businesses June 1st.
Right.
Not sure if that's a total, green light for everybody, or if it's like a soft opening. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So what can we do for you?
There's a few people that I would like to collaborate with, and I'm wondering if that's the path to go, or should I say to myself, like, I'm in charge and not look for collaborators. I could give you the names of some of the people.
You're welcome to, if you'd like.
Oh, thank you. Yes, one is Stephen, one is Paul, and one is Neil.
Stephen, Paul, and
Neil.
okay.
I want to just say something that came to mind. I don't know if this is true or not, but in my head I heard, is this a band?
No, but it is artistic. Although that was a dream of mine at one point too. That was a dream of mine.
I was like, okay, is she the singer in this band? It was more of a thought than anything else.
Yeah.
Interesting. So should you go alone? Go alone or take on? I'm going to actually see if Anne has something first, and I'll work this a little. Anne, are you?
Yes, I have something. I did pull a card for each one of them, but I don't remember the names now. So the first one, the second one, you mentioned Paul. That's the only thing I remember now. I'm getting mature. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if you remember the order of the names, do you?
I don't. I think I said Stephen, Paul, and Neil.
Yes. Because I sense that the first person, I think they are good and decent people, but maybe it's not a very good thing to cooperate and work with the first person. With the second person, I sense there's a good chance of progression and doing good things, and it may not be very, very fast, but it will go steady and forward. And with the last person, that feels like a good option too. So it doesn't mean that the first person is bad or anyway, but I don't feel that maybe you will progress in the way that you wish to. So just feel that out when you are interacting with them. Do you have to cooperate with all of them together?
I could do different projects with each. Like, for instance, with the third person, I'm doing a little something already, but sometimes we have, like, he's a little bit my way or no way.
Okay.
But enough that, not unbearably that I can't work with. And the second person I asked, and he said, you never know. He's my favorite, the second person, by the way. And we have like friendly back and forth. But like, I don't know if I should be aggressive in pursuing a collaborative work thing with him, or if I should just keep the friendship going, and when, you know, the fruit is ready to bloom, it will.
I think that you can keep on and progress with him if you want to, both of the two. And I think you can work with the other one, the first one too. But this doesn't feel at all as easy as with the other two people.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yes. Yeah, I'm
okay.
Currently in the class of the first person, so maybe he'll still always see me as a student.
Okay, maybe.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Can I say something really quick? Because without you saying another word, Catherine, I got a male figure. It had nothing to do with your question. Here's the thing. That came in as a father figure for you.
Oh.
And now don't answer, just hear me out. If this person is deceased, it has nothing to do with your question, but want you to know that there is, that they're there. Whoever this male figure is, there's just this unqualifiable love for you, and this bond. I'm really trying to catch on to what this energy is, but it came in as a father figure. There's a lot of support for you. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's definitely a father figure. I know it doesn't answer your question. Okay. Sometimes that'll come through. Yeah. And they just want you to know they're there and that they love you. And they're not too far away when you ask. So, sorry I didn't answer the question. It just it came in rather strong, so I had to say something.
Yeah, no, I talk to him, you know, I send him love. We were very close.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good, you know. When they're all on the other side and they want you to know they're going to push through, you know, no matter what the question is.
Yeah.
So just know you're loved and supported, you know, and don't hesitate to reach out and ask, you know, for help. It'll be provided.
You know, it's so funny that he came through too, because your show with the numerology, whenever I look at the clock, it's always his birthday, or on a car, like license plate. I see his numbers everywhere.
Right.
I always say hi, Daddy, you know.
Oh, yeah. And your specific number, which I won't get into, but I think you know, okay? Looking at your number, I would re-look those numbers up if you haven't already, because there's a sequence of 4 here, all the same number. And so there's a message in that. There's a message in that set of numbers that I'm hearing for you. So, you know,
my
if you can.
path numbers? Yeah.
Excuse me? Say that again?
Do you mean my life path numbers?
There's just something in the numbers where there's a message for you that I'm hearing. And if you hadn't already looked, or even if you had in the past, just re-look again. There's the 4 numbers specifically that are the same. Okay? And keep us informed. You know, we're on here every Thursday. We're on air. And you're always welcome to call back and update us on how you're doing and how things are going.
Thank you. I definitely will. Thank you.
Okay.
You both are so lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank
you so much.
Thank you. We have the greatest callers ever. Thank you, Catherine. Yes. Have a great day, okay?
Both
have a great day.
Well. Much love. Thanks.
You too. Same here. Bye. All right, Sissy. We're down to a little over 4 you want to.
Minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we can't grab another call. We don't have time for that. So we are so sorry. We did our best, but please call in to other show next week, same time, so we can call in 15 minutes before the show starts. That's a good idea if you really want to come through. That's more, that's a possibility of becoming the first one in line. So
always,
and on today's show, we continue the Angel Number series. Angel numbers, what do they mean and how can you interpret them? Part 3. Plus, we have been taking your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. And we are currently having an Angel series each third Thursday of the month. And next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, May 28th, with Soul Sister Show. And we will hold open lines. Plus, we are actually still working on getting on a special guest. So we won't reveal who that is, but it's going to be someone very experienced and very good. So we work on it the best we can, and we will take your calls for questions and mini readings live on air as usual. So please keep us updated. Call us, and we'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the US, 6 p.m. London in the UK, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece. And you can always listen to replays of all our shows anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past, scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And you can keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And also remember that you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. If you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call today, please call into our next show, and you can keep yourself updated on upcoming shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And I also want you to know, if you like our show, please go to our YouTube channel. You search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube, and we would love if you subscribe, so that helps you to keep yourself updated on upcoming shows and also listen to full past episodes. And also if you would like to help us to share the page. And we're back next Thursday, May 28th. Yes, okay.
We've got to wrap it up, girl. Thank you, everyone, for calling. We love you, and we really appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Angels
Thank you, everyone.
Angels watch over you all day long. That's your line.
Angels watch over all night long. Okay. Bye,
Love,
everyone.
Life, peace, and joy to all of you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.